Cooking with steam has been a popular method of cooking for millennia. Now nowadays we have the option of not only using a pan with boiling water, but we also can use our Combi steam ovens. Now, when you are following a recipe, if it doesn't give you the instructions for using the Combi steam oven, you might be a little perplexed. So I have invited my colleague Paul Tang to give us, to share some of his experiences of cooking some really simple, delicious recipes using steam. So, Paul, this looks amazing. What is this?
This is called black bean sauce spare ribs.
Okay, so spare ribs, we are used to, the long, slow cooking of spare ribs for the barbecue, but you told me this dish will cook in 20 minutes. That's amazing.
It's great because the way the ribs are cut, that's sort of what gives it a quick cooking time. They're cut across this way, and then you actually cut in between the ribs to get these smaller bite-sized pieces.
Wow. So when would you typically serve a dish like this?
This is normally served at dim sum time. It's a great kind of foil for all these other delicious dishes that are part of the table.
Okay, so it looks pretty straightforward. Can you talk us through the preparation?
So what it starts off with is taking the ribs and actually putting them in a bowl of water with some cornstarch, and you actually get your hands in there and you agitate it and you sort of clean it out. What happens is all that leftover kind of blood that normally comes out of the bone rinses off, and then you rinse off that area, when you cook it, it will actually come out nice and clean and you won't see those kind of streaks of blood.
Well, that's really amazing because we want food to taste good, but it has to look aesthetically pleasing. So that's a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then actually after that, it's just as simple of actually putting all the ingredients and mixing it with it. And then you actually, consisting of something like oyster sauce and soy sauce, ginger, garlic, little salt and sugar to balance it out. And then the star ingredient actually is black beans or fermented black beans. They're usually found either dried, which you have to process a little bit differently, or prepared, which is really nice to cut the kind of prep process and having prepared black bean sauce already ready to go.
Yeah, I think for most of us, when we're not really familiar with the cuisine, it's better to use a little shortcut.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. I mean, they taste delicious, so.
So Paul, tell us about cooking it in the steam oven. So we know with the Gaggenau steam oven, we have a dedicated mode for steaming that it's using convection with 212 degrees temperature. So what would you notice the main difference between cooking this in the steam mode as opposed to on the cooktop?
The main difference is when you're cooking it in the steam mode, the steam is gentler on the food you're cooking. On a cooktop, for example, you get the steam directly from the bottom of the pan. So you have a more intense steam process from that kind of cooking. So things might take a little bit longer, but overall, more gentler cooking.
Okay, now how long before I can eat this?
It should take no more than 20 minutes.
All right, and look at those little fiery red things. This is going to be delicious. Let's go for it.
Right.
So Paul, you know me, I always got to have some green vegetables. It's not exactly dim sum, but I still think it's a nice thing because it's easy to add into the oven.
Yeah, I mean, green beans are great. I mean, any other vegetable will work, but it's nice to be able to layer it into while you're cooking so you can have a complete meal.
And you've got that nice sauce with the spare ribs, the black bean ribs, it'll be just delicious. All right, next shot will be of the delicious cooked spare ribs in black bean sauce.